We're all in this industry. We all do interviews, and we all know how they manipulate.
As long as there are stars, baby, you know there's gonna be a celebrity beef. Yes, we love to think we live in a peace-loving world, but competition is fierce, and it takes a lot to be at the top, including your smack-talking game. So settle in, and let's see which celebs love to throw shade at each other.
I don't have a feud against her at all.
Number 1. Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez. Alright, Selenators, calm down. The feud has launched 1,000 trolls. What it comes down to is Selena dated Justin Bieber and Justin Bieber then married Hailey Baldwin, and maybe there was overlap. However, Hailey has never considered it a feud, and Selena, well, she's been decidedly more tight-lipped about it. And while there were TikToks and assumed behaviors on Selena's end, she has never said she doesn't like Hailey. And sure, it doesn't make any sense that they would like each other, but Hailey has had this to say on the issue. Hailey spoke candidly about comparison, seemingly addressing Selena fans, following her marriage with Justin.
She doesn't owe me anything. Neither of us owe anybody anything.
But the two officially attempted to put these feelings to rest by posing in a photo together at the 2022 Academy Museum Gala. Here's hoping a picture says 1,000 words. Number 2. Miley Cyrus and Nicki Minaj. In August 2014, Miley Cyrus decided to Photoshop her face onto Nicki's body and post it on Twitter. Nicki, much like the rest of us, was profoundly confused, so she called her out on Instagram by stating Miley has no chill, and thus, animosity is born. After the Insta call-out, Miley kept the flames growing by stating at the 2014 MTV Video Music Awards that she cannot bring the anaconda that Nicki brings around with her. And if you're confused, essentially Miley is body-shaming. We think? And finally, in 2019, Nicki continues the hate by calling Miley a Purdue chicken. We'd show the whole quote here, but that much profanity is not allowed. Sounds like these two need to quite literally get out of each other's way. Number 3. Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. All's well that ends well. If there's one thing we now know about the pop star world is we do not steal backup dancers. A trio of dancers on Swift's Red World Tour had previously performed on Perry's California Dreams international tour. As later confirmed by dancer Lockhart Brownlee, that same threesome was then abruptly poached by Perry for her own Prismatic tour, in the midst of Swift's Red Trek. Confirming the poaching was Brownlee herself, claiming that the dancers weren't really dancing on Taylor's tour anyway, and went on to say that she got a little bored. But the anger couldn't last forever, and ahead of Swift's first night on her Reputation tour in May 2018, Perry called an end to their feud. Perry sent an actual olive branch with a note enclosed to her frenemy, which Swift posted about on her Instagram story. Nice to see an act of maturity. Number 4. Mariah Carey and Jennifer Lopez. Mariah is a legend, never forget. Now, in terms of her memory, that's a little different. In a tossed-off response to a German TV interview, Mariah claims that she doesn't know her, the her being the multi-talented Jennifer Lopez. Rumors of a feud between Carey and Lopez persisted through most of the aughts, and though not all reports of their clashes harken back to this moment, the only one that Carey is still defending most recently on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live in 2016.
I don't know her.
But who's to say that maybe Mariah just had never heard of her? Number 5. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Not according to Cardi B. From the jump, many critics had lauded Cardi B and Nicki Minaj in the same category of rapping, even saying Cardi B was a clone of Nicki. That did not sit well with Cardi, and the subtle subtweeting began. And this did not sit well with Nicki, and the not-so-subtle diss-rapping retaliated. Let's just say that these two are never ever going to be friends. Number 6. Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. Comparison really is the thief of joy. When Mariah Carey came out with her first album, many people compared her to Whitney Houston. Carey herself said that she hoped people would one day see her as her own artist. Houston was asked about Carey at the time when asked what she thinks of her. Houston famously said, "I don't think of her." However, the two did kiss and make up when collaborating the Prince of Egypt theme, When You Believe. Let's all just get along, people. Number 7. Mariah Carey and Eminem. Back at it again with the Mariah drama. This time it was rapper Eminem who would claim the two had a relationship, and Carey later denied this was true. The two settled this drama the only way they know how, through song. Em insulted Mariah in lyrics for years to come, and Mariah wrote the song Obsessed, supposedly about Eminem, which she has not confirmed or denied to be about him. So coy. Number 8. Cher and Madonna. If one were to name the ultimate icons of pop, you best believe Madonna and Cher would be at the tippy top of that list, which is why it's such a bummer to see that these two have hated one another in the past. In an interview, Cher once talked about a time when Madonna came over to her house
and she just was so rude to everybody.
In a later interview, Cher elaborates on that interview and said that Madonna isn't talented or beautiful. She also used a word that many women would find incredibly offensive. But maybe there had been a reconciliation, because the two were later photographed together during a Women's March in 2017. Number 9. Elton John and Madonna. Elton John is notorious for throwing so much shade, he might as well live in the dark. And sometimes it's like, hey Elton, this isn't even your rodeo. After years of insulting Madonna's music unprovoked, he also needed to let the world know that he felt that Madge was ungracious and nasty over her feud with Lady Gaga as recently as 2019. That being said, they ran into each other at a restaurant in France, and all is forgiven.
She was very gracious. She accepted our apology. We bought a dinner.
Number 10. Addison Rae versus her parents. Although Addison's popularity has only increased throughout the past few years, her family life seems to be a mess and has been troublesome long before she became famous. Addison has been open about how her father, Monty Lopez, was absent for a few years in her early childhood, leading her to refer to her mother, Cheryl Esterling, as a single mom. Not to mention rumors of Monty having an affair with someone who is no older than Addison. Well, you get what you give, Monty. Number 11. Christina Aguilera and Eminem. We guess you're not a rapper until you've had multiple feuds with pop stars. Eminem and Christina Aguilera were in a bitter feud in the 2000s. Eminem took issue with the way she spoke about his relationship with his ex-wife on MTV. This led to Eminem dissing Aguilera in songs and interviews. However, it seemed as though these two had buried the hatchet, as Aguilera would later present Eminem with an award at the 2002 VMAs. Number 12. Madonna and Janet Jackson. I think we can all agree that as a society, we must stop comparing women and making them compete with one another. When Janet Jackson broke onto the scene in 1993, Madonna comparisons were rife, but Jackson felt there wasn't anything to compete with. Jackson later told Vibe magazine in 1994 that she didn't hate her, but if she did, she would have valid reasons to. Madonna later defended Jackson on the Grammy Awards red carpet in 2004, following the infamous Super Bowl halftime wardrobe malfunction. Jackson also expressed excitement about Madonna's halftime show in 2012. Women supporting women is what we want to see. Well, the tea has been spilled and the apologies may have been said, but we will always cherish these celebrity beefs. Which feud heated your tea? Comment below, and be sure to like and subscribe to The Thing Celebrity for all of your shady needs.